I got crazy hair going on today.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I upgraded to Sequoia. All right, are we live? Yep.
Sequoia.
All right, let's go.
Let's do this thing.
Welcome to Take It Down a Notch with Rob.
And Lindsay,
There we go. We're here. We're
we're
live.
here. We made it.
We have crazy hair. I have crazy hair. Lindsay's hair looks fine.
My hair's a little crazy, but it's not too bad. It's just a
Yeah.
little messy. I
You
wouldn't
just
say crazy.
you just got off the bus.
I did. I got off
Got
the
off the
bus. I ran inside. I
bus.
had all of my podcast stuff set up, except for I apparently did not prep the coffee machine, so I don't have any coffee, but that's okay. Drinking
Oh,
water.
I did not understand that you didn't go ahead and do all those things.
Well, I turned it on like while I was talking to you. I was like, this is not
Yeah.
worth it.
Do you need to go run and get a coffee? You can wait.
No, it's fine. It's
You
fine.
can wait. We don't there
No,
are
it's fine.
there are essentials to life.
Yeah, I just decided this was a sign from God that I should maybe drink more water today.
Okay.
I keep drinking coffee late and then not sleeping and then complaining about it. So
Oh, well, I forget. I forget that
that is
that's
part of
late
it.
there. I forget
Yeah, it is.
that's
It is 4 p.m. No, I've already had 2 coffees today. I'm probably okay. So okay. Well, I feel like I should share this. But it's a little sad.
hmm.
There was an attack at one of the schools in Nantes
Oh.
today,
Oh.
and one student was killed, and multiple students were injured.
Oh no.
So it's not something that happens super often here. I think the last time I heard something about um, something like this happening was like multiple students like hurting a teacher, like killing a teacher.
Hmm.
Um, and so there's something like that I've heard, and like that happened in France. I don't even know if it was close. And like I think that there's been other things with like students and teachers, but it's gonna be quite, or it has been a really big shock here. So and I haven't heard many details from it, but our pastor texted us because his daughter is in high school and was texted like an announcement about it.
Hmm.
So I think it happened like this afternoon,
Oh
like
man.
2 hours ago. So um, devastating. It's not something people are worried or fearful of here. It's not something people think about.
Right.
So, and I don't know how I, I don't know how it happened, but I don't even know which school actually.
So
Um,
so it
but
wasn't one of your schools.
no, at my schools are all preschools. This was a high school. It was
Okay.
one high school. Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely scary.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
our little local news, I guess,
yeah.
here. But
Well, that's rough. That's rough.
yeah, it's quite. It's always. I mean, whenever that happens in the U.S. too. I mean, it's quite devastating. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and there's slight conversation about it here, but there's not a discussion about it like there
Right.
is in the U.S.
Right.
So, because it's not gun related, it's not.
Right.
I'm sure there's going to be some way people will make it political, but it's not that. It's violence. It's straight up violence. I mean,
Right.
so, and I think it was a 15-year-old, but I'm not 100%. So, anyways,
Oh,
um, yeah, just horrible. Whenever that kind of thing happens. So,
yeah.
anyways,
No, that's
not to spoil our whole podcast because we'll have a whole happy podcast. But I thought I'd mention.
well, you know, life can be serious. Life can be serious.
Yeah,
So that's I f- I feel bad for those families, all those people involved on both sides. It's
yeah,
awful, awful. That and somebody losing their life at
Yeah. So young. Yeah.
Has long repercussions for everything. So,
Yeah.
well, on that happy note, how was your
Yeah.
Easter?
Easter was good.
I don't know
Easter
how to
here was
transition out
like,
of that. There's no good way to go out of that.
there's
So,
really not. Easter here was pretty chill. It was
yeah,
pretty like it was really nice. But so on Sunday, Hugo and I went to. Oh, this is really what happened on Sunday. We packed up all of our stuff. We had a really relaxing Sunday. We read a little bit. We got ready. Put together like the charcuterie board that I was taking with us to our
did
pastor's house.
did you hide eggs?
And no, not in the morning.
Okay,
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 I'll continue. I'll tell you
okay.
the whole thing. So we pull out of being in front of our house of the apartment, and we're pulling out into the intersection, and Hugo decides to honk at somebody. He thinks that they were in the wrong. They were waiting and yielding to turn left, but
Mm,
he wanted them to go. Anyways, and then he sped without knowing it because we have kind of a speed trap that we didn't know about on the road that we live on, where it goes from 60 or 50 to 30 for
mm,
one chunk.
mm.
And so Hugo was driving above 50. And anyways, we got pulled over on the way to Easter Sunday. So I think so. After we didn't get a ticket,
Oh, good.
and it really Hugo has the A, which is basically like their beginning driver sign on his car,
Mm-hmm.
because of me and when
Yep.
I was driving because I asked for it because I was new to like stick
Right.
and I was new to driving in the U.S.
Right.
And so what it seemed like was when they were pulling us over because of the speeding in a way,
Yeah.
but they knew it was a speed trap. And two, to yell at Hugo for honking when it wasn't an emergency, thinking that he had probably just gotten his license. And then they kind of changed their tune because they were like, "What did you learn in driving school about honking?" Blah blah blah, and like
They don't
ready to
teach.
lecture him.
I
And
thought that was.
then
I
they were
thought there was
like,
a whole class on
"Oh,
honking on all the
um,
ways that you should honk at people in France.
apparently you're only allowed to honk at people if someone's gonna die. If it's if anyone's in danger, is what he said, is in danger." But I'm like, people honk on the street so often.
Yeah.
No, it's because you guys just need to figure out intersections, and maybe it would be okay. But you guys don't have intersections figured out, and so you guys have to honk. Like we're living in India, you have to honk to communicate. Anyways, so but then when they realized that Hugo's not a new driver and the reason why they had the thing on there was for me, and then they kind of did lecture him a little bit and then talked about the speeding and stuff. Anyways, after a little while, they let us go. We were going to be early to church. We were then late. And then I got Hugo for Easter, or I mean, the Easter Bunny got Hugo.
Hmm.
Um, of course. We decided to, the Easter Bunny decided to do books,
Mm.
and so I got a Christian romance book, and I got him, or I mean, the Easter Bunny got him a new Bible, a study Bible, because
Oh wow.
his Bible in French is like this tiny little pocket-sized Bible, and he's been having like trouble reading it because it's kind of small.
Hmm.
And but he really wanted a pocket-sized Bible, and
Right.
he's never had a study Bible before. So yeah, our pastor helped the Easter Bunny pick out a Bible
Oh.
and then ordered it for us, and the Easter Bunny paid him back so that Hugo would not see the money coming out of the
Ah.
account since he checks it every other day,
He's
like his
tricky like
Instagram.
that.
Yes. So I mean, the Easter Bunny did a very good job. Easter Bunny's figured out tricks. Anyways, so it was a big surprise. And then he was so excited to bring it to church. And we put it in the box with the food, which is kind of a mistake, including a big container of cold brew. And the cold brew spilled on both of our Bibles. And we didn't
Aw.
figure this out until we're like getting out of the elevator to walk into our pastor's house. So as we're getting out, Hugo like is like taking out the Bibles and like setting them on the floor in the hallway. Our pastor's wife came out and was like, do you guys need help? And he was like, no, we're fine. I was like, yes, Nikki, could you please pick up the Bibles off the floor? I'm like, I think we need an extra hand here.
Well, maybe a towel.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we've had a little bit, and I texted them being like, we're gonna be a tad late. Somebody got pulled over. Um, I also think the other reason why we got pulled over is because it's Easter Sunday. There's not a soul outside. It's dead. It's as if you're like driving at like 6 a.m. on a Sunday in the US. Like, just there's barely anybody out. And so, not, I don't normally like to say that the police pulled us over because they were bored, but they had reason to, and they were probably a little bit bored. There's nothing else to do, and we couldn't go. Well, this person honks because there was nobody else in the intersection, literally at all, except for the one person in front of us. Anyways, so I thought that he should have gotten a ticket because he almost messed up my charcuterie board, and I think that deserves a ticket. But anyways,
Wow.
I
You're
was
vicious.
not.
I'm
I
glad
know.
you're not a cop.
I
No
was
mercy.
I was not the wife that went. I know I was lecturing him as you were pulling him over about why he shouldn't have done all of those things, but I did not. I said nothing in front of the cop.
Good.
And then when we were at church, I did correct his story multiple times, but I have to do my part somehow.
There you go.
Um, we have two sides of the story here. Anyways, so other than that, our Easter was really lovely. We had a really nice Easter service.
Wait. How bad was the Bibles?
Oh, so it's on like the bottom of each of our Bibles is
Okay.
pretty bad, but on the
Okay.
actual pages
Yeah.
are fine. So
Okay.
it's fine. It's just like his brand new crisp white Bible.
Oh, I get it.
It's
Yeah.
just one. I mean, it was gonna get coffee on it at some point, but literally within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So
Well,
horrible.
and I mean, I don't know. You know, I I don't get a new Bible very often, and whatever happens to it, it sticks with it for it's there for a long
Exactly.
time. It's like getting a
Yep.
car. You
Yeah.
you put a scratch down the side of the car. That scratch is going to be there for a while because you're not going to get
Exactly.
another car, and you're probably not going to spend the seven
Yeah.
$800 to fix the car
Yeah.
if it works. So
Well, and everybody was oohing and awing over it. And what he it has like it's a study Bible, and it has maps in the back. It has like this chronological order. It has like a huge annex or index or whatever it's
index,
called.
yeah,
It's like index, yeah. It's huge, and like so everybody or all the
not
guys were all like
index,
fawning over it.
and the index is not
I think
right.
it's annex.
It starts with an
Annex.
A. Appendix.
Annex.
Appendix.
Oh, appendix. Yeah, I always yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Anyways, so and then there's coffee all over it, and anyways, it's fine. My Bible is the same. The only problem is I have Sharpie. Like I've written stuff not the
Mm-hmm.
spine, but the outside of my Bible. And because of that, the coffee got on that and it's just spread. So I just have like a big black spot on the bottom, which is in my opinion worse than coffee. I would prefer for there to be more coffee, but and I won't be able to redo it because it's just black.
Get white
So
Sharpie.
I think that would.
Get white
Hmm?
Sharpie.
I don't know if that'd work. Might be able to do like white paint, but still, I don't know.
And you gotta be careful with paint because then the pages all stick together.
Yeah, no, it's true. So it is what it is. It's at the bottom, so it's a little bit better than if it was at the top. And I mean, it already looks a little bit messy. I'm not sure if I would do Sharpie on my Bible again because if I hold it with it, they get facing upwards
Mm-hmm.
and it's raining, I've noticed that it gets like a little bit wet as
Yeah.
well. So, but I also don't really love when I've done like just a pen in the past, like drawing with a pen, like
Yeah.
a few words. I don't think it looks very nice. I like the look of the Sharpie, but anyways, it's not a big deal. I mean, a Bible should be used, but it's
Is
more of the for Hugo.
Yeah. Well, being brand new, and
Yeah,
the Bible's like a good pair of pants. I mean, it kind of get all those little marks and stains, everything. That's all. You know, it's all part of your life, and
yeah,
you know, if it sits on the shelf and doesn't do anything, it's kind of.
yeah.
But
No, exactly. So, anyways, after that, we had a good Easter Sunday, and it was a really great service. And then we stayed and we did a big, nice meal. They made a lamb, a big cut of lamb, because here it's like traditional to do lamb, which makes sense in my
makes
yeah,
much
I
more
think
sense than doing ham.
so much more sense. Um, So we did lamb, and it was really good. She made these amazing the potatoes where you cut into like really thin slices, but they all stay the same, and then they're covered with like it's like one potato, and you
Hmm.
cut it's like chips almost,
Yeah.
but they all stay in that one
Right.
potato, like potato shape. Do you
Yes.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You're doing
It
well.
covered in butter, like and
Hmm.
spices and cheese.
Yeah, I've
Delicious.
I've seen it. I don't think I'm not sure I've ever had it, but I've seen it.
Try or It's Hugo. Hugo tried to make it,
Mm.
and one time years ago, horrible. But I think that was more of an oven issue,
Ah.
if I remember right. He was the one to bring up the story, and I was like, I don't remember this. And then I was like, oh, that night, I do remember
I do remember that.
this. Anyways, um, yeah. So yeah, and then after that, we did an egg hunt.
Mm.
So I had bought eggs for one of my classes to do like a project, and then that class got moved. And so I didn't end up doing it, which I was really upset about
Hmm.
because I had 50 Easter eggs and nothing to do with them.
So
And
these are real eggs, plastic eggs.
plastic eggs, like
Okay.
yeah. And so I was like, so I have Easter eggs. I'm like, we could do an Easter egg hunt, but I want to make sure that other people would actually do it and, whatnot. And everybody did it. Even one of our friends who's named Holiness. I don't know how old he is. I'd say in his 30s.
Okay.
He could be in his 40s. He's like just has that like maturity and wisdom to him,
Hmm.
but he could easily, because he's Nigerian,
Hmm.
he just they look really young,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So it's just like I have no idea what his age is. Anyways, but he's a very like mature man, right?
Hmm.
Even he was looking for Easter eggs and was getting
Oh.
a big like hit out of it and like a kick out of it. It was his first time and doing it, and he was so excited because he was sent home with like 2 pockets full of candy,
Nice.
and then we gave him the extra like juices, and he's like, look at this haul I have. I have such a big haul. I'm gonna be going. His pockets, Dad, were like you could tell that they were full of candy from like the outsides of them, like the weird. He's like he had like a belly because of the candy, and he's like, I'm gonna go back on the bus like this. Oh my goodness. His name is Holiness, and
That's great.
he's just he's just an amazing man. But anyways, so he was getting into it.
Does he
Our
go by
pastor was
holiness, or
home.
does he have a nickname?
No, he
That's a
goes by
lot. That's a
Holiness.
mouthful. Holiness is it's kind of
Holiness.
a mouthful.
No, so he told me that because well, like I sat down and I like asked him all these questions about Nigeria because we have a lot of Nigerian friends here, especially at our bilingual church,
Right.
and so I was like just asking him just a few different questions about like the culture and this and that, and he told me, I believe if I remember right, this was it was a few months ago, but I think it's southern Nigeria, you will hear names like we have somebody, I think his name, what is it? It's like Gracious or something.
Oh yeah.
And then we have Holiness, but different names like that, very Christian names. Like somebody will be called Miracle, or
I like
I'm trying
Miracle.
to think of it. Yeah, Miracle is a pretty name.
I like Miracle.
I'm trying to think of like other names that are
Yeah.
like that, that are like really, they're like verbs, they're action, like blessing. blessing's a Nigerian name. Like,
Yeah.
so whenever you hear those kind of names that are more like verbs, like not, it's not like it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like, even like jewel, like no, but like a Christian verb, like
Yeah.
a
No, no.
Christian verb or noun,
Right.
that
Like
those would
forgiven,
feel,
like forgiven or
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
forgiven would be one for sure. And it's just so normal. And so, but he knows that everybody kind of like, he's used to everyone being like holiness, but for now it's like so true, like it's just so normal for us.
Right.
It
No,
like,
eventually it's just his
and
name. It's just I was just because holiness, it's
yeah,
three syllables,
yeah,
in here it would definitely get shortened.
yeah. I don't know what it'd be shortened to, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be shortened to something. But when you meet him, like after a few like times, like his name is so fit, like it works. So I don't know why, there's something about him, but
Nice.
um, and it's something. It is nicer. I prefer like the holiness than like, what is it like? Not like awesomeness, but it's like it almost, some of the names are like, oh yeah, awesomeness over there. Like it feels like that a little bit. Where
Right.
this one just feels like his name, and I'm sure that is how it is when like you get to know all of them, but like
Yeah.
all of the people with that kind of name. But anyways, so and then we had just other Americans, really. So we had there two of my friends who are Americans, and they're missionaries from
Mhm.
Colorado. They came and they did the egg hunt, and then the pastoral family, and then Hugo and I. And so we had a lot of fun. Hugo and I played hot and cold a little bit, and
Mhm.
I last minute the day before was like, I'm going to crochet something for all of the girls.
What?
So I made little tiny things to go in the eggs. I made like a basket, like a tiny mini basket. And I
What?
made like a few bookmarks and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it was really fun. Um, and yeah, we did that. And then that was our Easter day. And then on Easter Monday, we went over and we had a long French lunch with Hugo's family. And I made an amazing, or Hugo and I actually made an amazing dessert. And I forgot
Mm.
to take a picture of it, but it was in little teacups.
Mhm.
Hugo and I made chocolate mousse
Ooh.
on Sunday night together, homemade chocolate mousse. And then we made little pretzel nests. Like we covered pretzels in melted chocolate, and then we put three little candies that look like M&Ms,
Mhm.
and we put those in them like they were little eggs. And
Mhm.
then we put the like every cup had a chocolate nest that was on top, as
Wow.
well as like before that on top of the mousse there was like a cookie crumble.
So,
Um,
so sorry to gotta get the picture here. What kind of like pretzel sticks or
yeah,
like okay.
so like crumbled up pretzel sticks.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
kind of in the form of like a nest.
kind of woven together like an S.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
How cool. Yeah, that's
yeah.
too bad you didn't get a picture of those. That'd be
And
neat.
as soon as we finished eating, I was like,
Mm.
I never got a photo. Because I had to put it together, of course, like as I was serving it, or it would have all like melted
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I'm really sorry, Dad, but I'm doing the absolute pee pee dance, and there's
Yeah, you
no way,
kind of bouncing around there. Go ahead.
no way that I'll survive. Okay. So
Go,
you
go,
have
go.
to
I,
say something interesting
I
for
have to
people.
vamp for the people here. So, anyway, we are in a beautiful day here. Sunny. We got a little uh, splash of nice weather, which is nice because I'm building a fence for somebody outside. So I am very excited to not be building this fence in the rain and getting it done. So we're having a good deal. I'm not going to tell you about our Easter until Lindsay gets back, but the we have um, things going on here. We got a big weekend plan, but it's a surprise, so I can't talk about it. Although I think the people that it's a surprise for probably wouldn't hear this till after the surprise is over. But uh, it's a Martina, another Martina thing that I am facilitating. So it's her surprise that she's putting on, and Lindsay is getting ready to go to France. So she's frantically getting everything together and wrapping up all of her things. We have the apartment is empty at the moment, and we have a new renter coming this
I'm
weekend.
coming.
Lindsay's coming back. There she is, all fresh, no coffee in hand. No coffee in hand. Was
What
an
did you think
excuse
that
to
was
go
an
get
excuse?
coffee.
No, actually, our coffee machine is now downstairs.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, I should send you a Marco Polo of the new apartment layout because it's all new.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, no, I should. I
Oh,
will.
you should. Okay, I'm like, did I miss that? I got the
Mhm.
Easter fit. It was cute. It's cute.
Yeah, I thought you guys would enjoy that.
I was not in a spot I could send you a Marco Polo back, but
Oh no, it's fine.
the yeah. So we're doing. I don't know if we said on the podcast that we're doing. You did hit the coffee button.
No,
Oh
I
no,
didn't.
it's
It's
stopping.
turning off. It
Yeah,
didn't even turn on all the way, but now it's turning off.
yeah.
It's mocking me, Dad.
Smoking.
It's mocking me.
You can't have me. I own you. But yes. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Something that we were doing. What are we doing?
The I don't know. I don't know. So
Me
you
neither.
went to Hugo's. So in France, I don't know if it's all of Europe or just France. You have Easter Monday off.
I think it's possibly I'm not totally sure, but in Hugo and I kind of put together that it's probably because in the US we think of Jesus as rising on Sunday. I'm pretty sure they think of him rising on Monday. I'm not 100%, that could be totally wrong, but the reason why we think that is because in the US we say that the first day of the week is Sunday. Here they say the day of the week is Monday.
Hmm.
And I think it's because Jesus was supposed to rise like the first day of the week.
He
But it also just could be
was
because they have another day.
the day after the Sabbath.
It's the day after the Sabbath, and their Sabbath I think is Sunday. That's what I'm trying. Yeah. So we realized I always just thought that they got like an extra day. That's why. But I think it's because they actually celebrate Easter on Monday. But I could be completely wrong about that. A lot
There's
of people celebrate on Sunday
they're
here,
trying to
so I
make
don't.
they're trying to
No,
make Easter Monday a holiday here.
they should.
They
One
should.
hundred percent. It really sucks to like have to go. So, but I mean, still, I even brought it up to Hugo's family. I was like, you guys like celebrate laicite. Like a kid will get in trouble if they wear like a saint's necklace or a cross at school, but yet you take all of the Catholic holidays off. Like girls aren't allowed to take the hijab, like aren't allowed to wear a hijab at school.
Right.
Like you either allow religion or you don't. Like like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But
Well, at least they're consistent through, you know,
no,
as
they're
opposed
not.
to well, no, I mean
Well,
as
oh,
for
I see what
all
you mean.
religions, they all not consistent like that,
Well,
but
yeah.
consistent and as opposed to here, I can't talk about Easter, but we can talk about Ramadan. That's okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No, I agree. Well, and like I was telling them that for the most part, all if you are religious in the U.S. With work and with school, like at university at
right,
least, if you're like, oh, I take the Sabbath, I can't work on Saturday,
right.
kind of thing, or whatever, that your boss has to legally has to follow those
Do
for the
they?
most part. Yeah,
Okay.
I in the U.S. I'm
Oh, in the U.S.,
pretty sure.
yes. Well,
Yeah. I know there's still a lot of problems with it, but I know that
yeah,
you have the right to like sue for discrimination or whatever. I don't know what
yeah.
it would, but
There's
it's in contracts and stuff.
yeah. There's weird. Yeah, there's weird rules with that, but
Yeah.
yeah, if
And
you
it's supposed to be for all religions.
yeah, but
So,
it's Yeah. It, if you're hired that way, they can't make you. They
Yeah.
cannot hire you because you can't work on Saturdays, and the job
Yeah.
requires you to work on Saturdays. But if you're if you've like, no, this is my deal, and then 6 months down the road, they're like, well, we changed, and you have to work Saturdays. Like,
Yeah.
not so much.
Be like,
I'm
no.
not working Saturdays. So, um, yeah, there's even been uh, some basketball players that were like, I can't,
Wow.
I can't work on, I can't play basketball on. It was actually Sundays. It was, I think they were Mormon. And like, we don't work on
Yeah.
Sundays. So sorry.
But no, go them though.
Yeah. No,
I
I
think
mean,
I admire
that's a
really
huge
anybody.
sacrifice. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
you
lot of
know,
money.
yeah. So,
I admire really anybody that takes a stand for their beliefs in that way. You know,
yeah,
like in a society that's so against it
right.
towards most all religions. Um,
So,
you know.
so Hugo's family, what did they say to that? They were kind of like, yeah, it's the way it's always been. Makes sense to us.
No, they kind of were talking about how like, well, his dad was going on about somebody who like was able to take something for Ramadan,
Mm.
but like he couldn't take anything for like a Catholic day or something like, or like somebody else couldn't for a Catholic thing. I'm like, but you do have all the Catholic holidays off. I don't. I was like, you're not. And so everyone was like, Dad, you're not getting the point. Like,
Yeah.
and other than that, they all kind of were like, well, yeah. No one wants to give up holidays. That's the reason. No one wants to take days
No,
off.
it's
It's the
not
same thing.
about
Like,
it.
it,
It's not about the religious
it's not about the
aspect. It's
religion at all. It's just the fact that, like, oh, in May we have like 4 extra days off. Who's
yeah,
gonna say no to that? You
yeah,
know, it's like okay, and
yeah. You could
like
say it's Purple
for
Clown
Christmas,
holiday, and it was like, well, we've
yeah,
had it for 50 years. You're not taking my Purple Clown holiday away.
right, exactly.
I
And
honor that tradition.
yeah, and for Christmas, like 2 years ago, they signed a contract or something to do this frilly, not Christmas, winter solstice decor and like this whole big thing. And it just was like all throughout Nantes. And like one is like, it's fun, but everyone was like, no. So this last year, it was Christmas crazy because we had this winter solstice, all this winter solstice decor, which is like neon colors and stuff.
Yeah,
And like big statues that are lit up throughout like the whole um, city and stuff, as
right.
well as because they have to legally, they have to continue doing this decor for whatever reason. And but because the city threw such a fit last year, or the year before last, they also put up all of the traditional Christmas decorations. So it was
Wow.
like Christmas on cocaine. Like,
Just maxed out, huh?
it was so maxed out. It was crazy. I mean, I loved it because it the colorful and the traditional kind of went well together, but it was tacky. It was just like there was just so much.
That's great. That's
So, but
great.
I think it was great. But it's things like that. Like people don't want to give up their traditions. They just
Mm-hmm.
don't want them to be religiously affected. I
Mm.
guess. They want freedom from religion. Where
Yeah.
like the U.S. wants freedom for religion, like to believe in whatever they want, and here they want freedom to not have to believe.
Right. Well, and
So,
I think that kind of goes back to um the we're here, we're real, that it's not a church sponsored. Um,
yeah,
well, the church doesn't say this is like Catholic is the way, or Baptist is the way, or
right.
Judaism is the way, or whatever. It's the idea, and some people have taken that maybe too far, where it's like, no, you can't do anything, but
Mhm.
um, it's the government's not going to tell you which is right, which religion is right, or if
Yeah,
any religion is right. So, and you can take that too far too. So, but
exactly. Yeah.
it's a different mindset. Um, you know, where
Yeah.
if if you're in a country that was or is, one religion based, it's then you're really going against the grain if you go any other way.
Yeah.
Even more than going no way. At
Yeah.
least you can get and go, well, yeah. Happy Ash Wednesday.
Well, and like here, it's not like a Muslim country where it's like illegal to believe in anything else.
Right, right.
It's not that, but it is. Everyone is Catholic in the idea of it being their race. It's like
Yeah,
I'm French and I'm Catholic. It's just part of them.
yeah, yeah.
But the majority of people who practice are Muslim here,
Right.
which is there's a lot of prejudice against Muslims, a ton, which is crazy because it's a majority, But there's a lot of prejudice against them here. Um, and then if you believe really anything else, it's so if you believe if you believe anything, it's such a it's almost like the government wants us not to believe anything. I think that's what it feels like. That's what's being pushed on us,
Right.
is to like don't have religion.
Okay.
That's more of what it's like here. It's like just don't have religion. They
Yeah.
don't want, and if you have religion, keep it's at home and it's your own thing, and you don't get to. It's like, I mean, like street evangelizing is technically illegal here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you're not
So it's like
allowed to talk
underwear.
about.
You're allowed to have it. Just don't show it to anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It would be that's exactly it. Everything's guarded really close to the heart.
I just
So,
unplugged my headset here.
oh, is that what happened? I really want to eat chocolate.
myself.
Really just want to eat chocolate.
Hey, I'm back.
You're back.
I thought I could just roll back and shut that curtain nice and
No,
subtly, but no, not so much.
no subtlety
Not so
at
much.
all.
My light died again. I'm gonna have to get
I know, I
lights.
noticed that.
I'm gonna have to get lights that plug in, I guess, or
I
something.
think so, because those won't last during the whole podcast. Anyways, we should probably move on from our like religious discussion. We gotta keep talking about your Easter. I want to hear about your guys' Easter.
Yeah, we had quite the Easter. Sorry.
What's going on over there?
Checking
Wait,
my
okay.
time.
Are you taking up the whole screen?
I am taking up not as much screen as you are. Your forehead and part of your glasses cut off, but
No, I
am I
mean, are
taking up
you?
on for the podcast? No, I'm
Yeah.
half screen. You're on. You're on.
Okay. You should be full screen
I
so I
should.
can eat chocolate.
Hold on. I can do that. Let me see what I can do here. I can do.
Well, because you're gonna be talking about your Easter.
I'm gonna take you. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Yeah, you're gone. You're gone. I can
Goodbye.
see you, but I can see you, but nobody else can see you. So we had we do Easter at Sean and Ann's, Jenny's brother and sister-in-law's, and they also have an exchange student. So
From France.
From France, and so we went down there on Saturday. So it actually, she's making faces at me. I'm gonna put you back on if you're gonna make faces.
No.
So we had quite the weekend. We're gonna back it up. So Friday, Sienna is their French exchange student. Sienna birthday is coming up, or it's sometime right about now. And the Brown family went to a soccer game to celebrate her birthday, and it was the female Seattle soccer team. I don't know what their name is. I don't know if they're the Sounders or the Challengers or something. I don't know, but they went down, and Jenny and Martina went with them. So they met them down there. which was a huge fiasco, and I'll let Jenny tell that story if she wants to tell that story. But
Let's
huge,
just say the way I described this to one of my friends when I tried to tell the story, and it's just not a story anyone else can tell except for mom.
yeah.
And basically, one, my mother, trains, trains, not buses, trains, and big part of the story. And at the end of it, our exchange student from Italy, who is 17 years old, would
Mhm.
not let our mother go to the bathroom by herself because she was worried that she would get lost going to the bathroom
At the stadium.
at the end of this 2 hour trying to get there fiasco. Anyway,
I did not hear that part. I got that
the
part
best
before I
part.
heard the story. So anyway, they went there and did that, and then came back, and then um, the organization, the exchange organization, had a trip planned on Saturday. So they went to the tulip fields on Saturday. So Sienna came home with Martina, and they stayed here, and then went to the took the bus that the organization puts together, went to the tulip fields, and then came back from the tulip fields back to Olympia. And we went to Olympia while they were in the tulip fields, and so we were there. They came back, and they got back late. I got to work out with Jonas, which was fun.
Oh, fun.
Got to
That's
work
cool.
out with Jonas. So
Was Jonas's girlfriend there?
uh, Jonas doesn't have a girlfriend. We're
Okay, this
not
probably
talking.
shouldn't be something to talk about on the podcast.
We're not talking about that. So
Okay. No,
it's not. There's no scandal. No scandal.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
There's not. There's no scandal. They're just not together anymore. So that
Mm.
that has run its course. It sounds like. So which is just sad. I liked her. Everybody liked her. I think
Yeah.
Jonas liked her. Everybody, but it just was too much. I think so. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
We'll
Jonas and
talk.
I worked out together. It was fun. Um, he tried to kill me, but I held up good. I held up good.
Good. I'm
I
glad
did
you
as
tried to
much.
kill
I
you.
did as much as he did, at least on every lift except for the bench press.
Wow.
He did more weight than I did on the bench press.
Wow.
I might have done a couple more reps, but I was not as much weight. But everything else, I think I did as much weight as he did, and at least as many reps as he did. So now that may just be
Bravo.
my old man remembering, and he actually kicked my butt. But I don't know. I think I held up.
I'm
Either
sure
way, I
he
held
still
up
kicked your
okay.
butt.
I held up okay.
Either way, he kicked your butt.
Yeah. He definitely could. He's definitely younger and stronger than I am. So, but it was fun to get to go work out with him. We'll go.
That's cool. Yeah.
They have a huge home gym.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
where'd you guys go?
yeah. We went into the other room. So anyway, so we spent the night there and woke up Easter morning. The girls. Oh, we went to church. The girls slept in. Shocker. And so we went to Easter, and we got to sit in the lobby for Easter. So it was
I
nice.
heard about that.
You heard about that? Yeah,
I heard about the donut wall and the fact that you ate a donut.
I oh my gosh. So I do not eat a lot of sweets. I've eaten more
Not anymore.
sweets lately than I have. I'm not as eating as clean as I was, but they had this donut wall, and these donuts were like they were like Bart Simpson donuts. They were just massive, huge donuts, and I would have been able. They were as big as Martina's head. I'm not kidding you. They were monster.
Oh my god.
They were not donut size. They were, you know, like like when you get a big apple fritter, not just like a normal apple fritter. You get like a big apple fritter. It was like that, but donut, and they were like super thick. They were amazing. Um, and everybody was having donuts. If we would have went into church, I would have said, "Oh, that was nice. That's good for you. I'm going into church." But no, we're out in the lobby with a table and tea, and like I'm getting a
Donuts
donut.
looking at you the whole time.
I'm getting a donut, and I seriously was um had a sugar buzz. So the literal buzz going on for like 2
Oh
hours.
no.
Like,
Oh no.
bzzz. Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was
Oh
whoa.
my god.
I mean, we got done with church, and it was like I was hooked up to electricity. It felt like I was buzzing. It was like, oh my gosh, that's insane. But I didn't get sick or anything, so I didn't get
Well, that's
nauseous.
surprising.
I enjoyed my
A
donut.
donut a donut often makes me sick. Like even when I am eating sugar, I'll eat like a donut and I'm like,
Donuts a
oh.
lot of times will give me heartburn.
Yeah, I always feel nasty after eating donuts.
Yeah, I'll get heartburn from donuts, which is weird. I don't know, but anyway, so I had the donut at the donut wall. It was a nice service. Um, I think Mom was a little disappointed that we weren't all enjoying
Together
the service, and it's different when
inside.
you're out. You're not going to sing out in the lobby and stuff like that. And so
No.
I'm sure she was disappointed, but she made the best of it. She did not get all upsetty spaghetti over it or anything. And so we came home, and so Sean and Ann's tradition is the Easter Bunny comes and puts candy on the edge of everything that has an edge, about an inch and a half apart. So there's jelly beans and chocolates and all kinds of stuff all over the house. It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
it's pounds and pounds of candy. So and the girls had heard about this, but like at the Brown family, they kind of low keyed it. They're like, "Oh yeah, there's this thing," but they didn't like seriously. You gotta be ready for
Like
this.
hype it up. Yeah.
They just kind of like it came up a few times. People would say something like, yeah, and so she really wasn't. She knew there was something, but she didn't really wasn't like I can't wait to see. And Martina had been told we had talked about it because it's kind of a big thing for us. It's kind of like I can't believe she does
We're
this
amazed every year. I'll
We're
brag about it to everybody I
we're
know.
stunned. I mean, we're just like this is amazing.
It's a huge feat.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, and the consistency every year. It's like I can't believe she does it. So we talk about it more than we should, I guess. But so Martina had kind of known we talked about it, and so she kind of knew. But it's kind of like seeing the Notre Dame. It's like yeah, it's a building, but then you see it, it's like wow, that's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you would think that's too far, but it's not too far.
It's
That's
really not. It's really not. You have to see it to understand.
The girls were coming downstairs, and somebody, I don't know if it was Anne or Sophie, said, "Can I record you coming downstairs?" And Martina thought that she was wanting to get her fit for the day, and so Martina comes down and does a little spin, and as she does the spin, she sees the candy everywhere. She's like, "Oh."
I'm texting Auntie Anne. I need the video right
Yes.
now.
So I don't know how the video turned out, but it was kind of like mid spin going, "Oh, what's going on here?" Because there's candy on the back of the couch. There's candy everywhere. A coffee table.
Everywhere.
There's candy even in the bathroom, but the bathroom candy is all wrapped candy. But even on the sink in the bathroom, and on the pictures and everywhere, there's candy. It's a lot. So anyway, we did that. We had a nice dinner. Grammy made her ham. We had our ham. We did not have lamb. We had ham and potatoes, and there was a big charcuterie type setup before. All kinds of
cheater,
all kinds of stuff. It was wonderful. So, yeah,
I heard Trevor made like really cool 3D printed things.
Yeah, and Trevor made 3D printed stuff, and we did hit eggs for everybody, and that was a big hit. Everybody loved their printed stuff. I have mine here somewhere. I just saw it. It's on my desk somewhere or something. I don't know, but
who got the dragon?
Who did get the dragon? I'm not sure who got the dragon. What's the thing? I don't remember who got it though. Whoever got it stashed it away so nobody would steal it from them.
Mm, makes
It
sense.
was me. And snuck up on me. Anyway, I'm putting you back up on the screen. That's too much Rob here. But oh, now you're on the wrong side. Now you're on the wrong side. That's all right. We'll just leave you there for the last little bit. Anyway, it was good. We stayed and came home. Traffic wasn't too bad coming home, so um, the drive home can be a lot. But we came home. Trevor drove with us, um, and driving on the Mach-E is really nice.
Yeah.
So, it,
Yeah.
it does make life a little easier um, to have the car help out a little bit.
Yeah. Especially for that drive, I feel like it's such a
Got to ride in a
straight. It's like
Tesla
all
with
highway.
the self driving. That was kind of
Yeah.
interesting for a minute, just down to the. Oh, I did leave out that the ice bucket challenge is back again. I didn't know this,
I know. I saw.
and the girls did ice bucket challenge, so I got to throw ice water on Martina. So
I saw the video.
high point of my weekend. Oh, you know who I love more than anybody else? The person bringing me this cup of coffee right here.
Would that be mom?
Yes.
Oh, hi, mom.
She can't hear you, but Lindsay
Oh,
says
right.
hi. So I gotta move my coffee cups around so they don't clang. Anyway.
How many do you have?
Well, I was drinking this one, and
Did you send her like a text or something?
no,
Send coffee.
she just brought it up. It was perfect because I'd run out.
Are you sure you didn't leave it like in the microwave?
No, I made coffee fresh before I came up. So
The amount of times that there's a cup of cold coffee in the microwave because of that.
which is amazing because our microwave beeps until you open the door. So it's like every 30 seconds, beep.
And no one's there. I'll just like come. Sometimes when he's home, sometimes when he's not home. Just normal. Like, oh, well, is it warm? Okay, well, it's not warm. Well, and he's not home, so I'm putting it. I'm taking it out of the microwave and using it.
Yeah, the sad part is this when I'm like, what is that noise? Oh, that's the microwave. That's right. So
No,
it just
imagine that.
just chirps every once in a while. You've left coffee in the microwave.
Yeah, it really should just start saying dad,
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 Dad.
dad.
I don't do that a lot anymore because I rarely warm up coffee. I just make a double espresso.
Oh, I forget you're big into
Now,
the
occasionally
espresso.
there's a cold double espresso sitting in the espresso machine, but not usually.
Then it gets the water in it, and then it's an Americano.
Yeah, we could just add some water and some ice to it. Iced Americano. I'm good to go.
There you go.
Good to go. So,
Well, I have updates.
Yes.
I have signed my contract, and I will be working until June, which means that the next
Perfect.
few weeks of my life are going to be really May is just going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to Greece. I think I've already talked about that on the podcast. But mom is coming next week.
Yeah. So I'm guessing we're not going to podcast next week.
I don't think we're going to podcast.
Yeah.
And then the next week after mom's there, Grandma Grace is coming on Monday.
Yeah.
And so I have 2 weeks in a row. One of them I'm doing my classes on Friday, and then the other week I'm doing classes on instead of Monday. And then the week after that I'm doing classes on Thursday and Friday. I'm going to try to get it all in one day, but there's a chance I might have to do both. And so, yeah, life is going to look a little bit different. I've also started a babysitting gig.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how regular it's going to be, but it's a little like 5-6 month old and a 2.5-year-old. And so I think mainly it'll be me and the baby while mom's home, I think, or going out and doing like little things here and there.
Fun.
So yeah, I met them today and I did like my first little thing with them, just get to meet them. And then Hugo and I are both doing babysitting for like a few hours on Saturday together. So
Fun.
yeah,
Oh, that would be
we're pretty
great.
excited. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah. No, I think it's super fun. They're both at such fun, cute ages. And I
Yeah.
really have been wanting more experience with like babies. I have a lot of experience with like elementary kid ages,
Mm-hmm.
but not as much with like babies. So a little bit, but not really, and
Right.
not for a long time. So, and I think it'll be great for Hugo because he's never really had that experience at all. So, yeah, I think it'll be really fun. They're a really nice family. So yeah, it's gonna be getting pretty busy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So mom gets there Monday, your
Yep.
your time, and
Yep.
she's gonna ride the
Train.
train to get to
Yep.
your house or to get to
Yes.
Nolt
Yes. But she's taking a train from the airport.
from the airport, not the train that we took, or maybe the
No.
same train but different.
No. No.
Different.
So we decided it was worth mom not getting lost to take a train from the airport, and um, yeah.
Oh,
So she had.
I okay. I am. This is published on the interwebs. Mom is not on a spending restriction, and you are not allowed to buy everything for mom, and she is allowed to spend money at France. So I'm not sure I'm in trouble because somehow I've told you that mom has no money and she's not allowed
Okay,
to spend any money.
forever ago when you first did it, you're like, "You don't take her shopping."
I might have said that.
And so I told mom, I was like, "Okay, well, we're not going shopping." And that's how it spun out
I'm
of the
not too
water.
worried about her shopping because she has one carry-on bag to bring home. So
Well, that's the other point of the
don't
not
let her
letting
in a
her
jewelry store, and I think we're okay.
go. Okay, got it. Okay, I'll let her know. And the reason why we're paying for not everything, but a lot of things, is because Mother's Day is like the weekend after she
Okay.
leaves.
Well,
So instead of doing Mother's Day, we're just paying for it because we're not doing that much.
yeah,
So
I know, but so she's she has money to spend. So
I hope so. Because if she gets lost in Paris, she's gonna be in trouble.
I'm a
So
little. So it's in the airport. She doesn't have to leave the airport
she
to
doesn't
get
have to
to.
leave the airport. Well, let's just hope she doesn't leave the airport.
Okay.
If she leaves the airport, she's gonna be in trouble.
And you're taking her back.
Yes.
That's sweet of you.
So the thought, we haven't decided. We're gonna probably decide when she's here. We have an option of going like first thing in the morning, which is leaving around like 7:30 from Nantes, which means we won't get there until like 11ish.
Hmm.
So we'll barely have time to do anything before. We'll have like two hours.
I think you should find a cheap place to stay and spend the
So
night
the
in
thing is
Paris.
we can do that, but then we'll be missing going to the evening church service.
Mm,
And we really wanted to do that. But it's looking more and more like maybe that we should do that.
yeah.
So I don't know, we're gonna see. There's a few other things that like need to kind of, you know, get figured out first.
Not like a 10 p.m. train or anything.
No, there's not, which I kind of hope that there would be. And the other thing is that there is a strike happening
Yeah, mom told
on
me.
Monday. So it should be fine, but there's a chance that something happens or it might just take longer. So we just want to have like extra options. Hugo can always just like call in and say, I have to take the day off and drive us.
That's a
That's our like
uh, I,
plan C. But
taking the day off is kind of a bummer, but that's a long drive to go
it'd be
there
a
and
long
back.
drive to go there and all the way back. Yeah. No, it really is.
And
I
not
think
really,
what we
and
would
then to
end up
call in two
doing,
days sick to work to spend the night.
well,
That's a lot.
and you have to like it's a long drive, but you have to remember that like we never took the tolls, so we could spend some money and take tolls and make it a shorter
But
drive.
still, it's still
Yeah, it's still
a
quite a few
long
hours.
drive.
It'd
It's
be a
not like
lot to do all the way there and all the way back. We
yeah.
wouldn't stop. We'd just go all the way to the airport
What,
and then
what
go all the way back.
Driving there to tolls would help, or driving, that would
Yeah.
help. But that's just a lot of driving. So
Yay!
anyway, speaking of driving a long ways,
Speaking of,
Really?
yeah, we were talking horrible things about you and your driving. Wee wee.
oh, you're mean. You are
Fine.
mean.
We're
We were
not
talking
retelling.
about driving to Paris and back.
We were talking about driving to Paris. That was-
Hello.
Hello, how are you, working man?
I'm tired. I'm good.
Good.
He had a long day,
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but it didn't. It was supposed to be longer.
It was supposed to be longer. So
You were supposed to be out until like at least 8 o'clock today.
Yes.
So he's
So-
home early actually, but it's still a long day.
Yeah.
Mentally exhausting.
Yes. My boss did a boss move. He arrived, and
Not in a positive way.
yes, he arrived at, I don't know, something like 11, and my coworker and I were not expecting him. He called like 15 minutes before to arrive and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there." And
Here, you can maybe
it
come
was-
in. Is he
Oh,
not in
no,
the frame? I can't.
You are the whole frame, so I've got.
Oh, okay, or we're the
I
whole frame.
took
okay,
me
cool.
away. I took me
Okay.
away so we can see all
Continue,
of
sorry.
you.
Yeah, it's good. So anyway, 15 minutes before arriving, he just said, I'm arriving." I said, "Okay, sure. What for?" And he said, "Well, I just wanted to see how this robot works, and that makes a while I didn't see that client. So I'm just here, and we're gonna have lunch all together."
As if
Cool.
none of them have any other better things to do, including the boss.
Okay, sure. I guess that's what we're gonna do. So, and I was getting a little worried because I didn't know how long or where he wanted to have lunch, and it was fine. It was not very long
No.
and all these things. But he
Yeah.
and he arrived, and there was a machine there that has a problem, and the original plan was for me to pick it up and just drive it back to the workshop because someone else was supposed to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he called me and two other people that are like in completely different areas, and just said, "Okay, we're all gonna come back and do this, and that." Like for a good hour, ask everybody to do different things, to
Drop whatever they were doing in the middle of
Yes,
the
to
day, fix one
drop
machine.
everything, to fix one machine that is just to push carts in a grocery store. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And the client was like, "That can be done for next week. I'll be fine." But my boss was like, "No, it's gonna be done tomorrow." But I think what he really wanted to do is show that client that he hasn't seen in a while that he would do anything for him. So I think
There you
that's
go.
really what it was. So
But it didn't work out.
it
So
didn't work out. Because
We'll do anything for
the
him, but we're
company-
not going to actually fix it.
Yeah. Well, it's not the company that has the parts
Yeah.
that we need. We need a motor, like a motor with the wheels and everything.
Yeah.
And they won't have it. They were not having it today, so they have it tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
they will have it.
They will have it.
But you had people on site taking care of him, and that's important.
Yeah. Anyway, that's interesting. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So and apparently I'm doing the training on to people tomorrow with my boss being there too. So
Oh, so you're
That's
gonna be home late. That's what I'm getting from that.
No. Hopefully no. I told the client I'll be there until 11. And my boss said, "So I'll arrive and
At 11.
He said, "What about I come at 10:30?" I said, "Well, you won't see much." So and he said, "Well, okay, well, I'll arrive around 9 and then I'll leave at 10:30." Sounds good.
Perfect.
So
So you can get home almost on time.
hopefully,
Okay, well you should probably go get
yes,
changed.
I'll go get changed.
We're finishing up.
Yes.
we've had a long podcast today.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be short today, and we've gone on.
What's that about? Slamming doors. Slamming doors.
Anyway, let's let me find my cursor here. I've lost my there we go. We should probably wrap this up.
We should
wrap this up. I have lots
We
to do
should.
today on my day. So
Yeah,
with
I have
that-
to be productive tonight.
all right. Well,
Let's
thank
go be
you very
productive
much.
together.
Thank you very much for watching this, and we'll see you in a couple weeks, I guess.
Yep.